Couple things popped up there in terms of injuries. Amon went out with a shoulder. Homer had a calf. Major Burns had a knee. Terrell Smith had a groin, and then we had Newman. He's in for concussion right now. So we'll see where all those guys stand going forward. But that's kind of the preliminary. It's kind of hard to assess the feeling in the locker room on a tie like that. Those guys went out there and they laid it out. All those guys that were active, they did a great job going out there and competing. And you just don't know how to feel when it ends up being 24-24. It doesn't matter preseason or not. You go out there, they're keeping score, and you're playing to win. So, I say this. I think those guys, they did a phenomenal job going out there. The effort was there. The intensity was there throughout. I think a number of guys, knowing that there were no reserves behind them, they really fought through a lot, whether getting dinged up and having to come out for a few plays and coming back out and looking to finish that game. I mean, guys that come to mind, Jonathan Ford, you got Zach Pickens, you got Trey Flowers, you got Blackwell. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And so I think that's what stood out to me. It makes you proud as a coach when you see the guys go out there and give everything that they got. And then the other thing is you got a few guys that aren't dressed out, and they're in Bears gear, and they're right there up front and center cheering their buddies on. And so that's what you want to see at this point. We're halfway through camp, and the team chemistry is really coming together. I thought at times we played with the physical nature that we keep talking about, and we've been practicing towards over the course of camp. At the end of the day, it comes down to making some plays there at the end of the game, and offensively we had some chances. I think we ended up being 1 for 4 on fourth down. If we do a little bit better in that regard, then we probably end up with a W for the day. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and open it up from there.
You seem pretty fired up at the goal line stop that the defense brought forward. What did you see in that whole sequence?
Yeah, no, I think that was outstanding by the whole crew. I mean, they came out, they were gassed up and ready to go, and a little bit of that bend don't break where Miami was able to matriculate their way down in their tight, and yet our guys held firm at the end of the day. And I thought from the entire unit it was a great way to start the game.
How impressed were you with Austin Booker's performance, especially the strip sack, and what can that do for his confidence?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think he was a factor the entire game. I think he ended up with 3 sacks there, and it just a menace. And so you really feed off of that. Those negative plays like that, that's obviously a huge thing in terms of ending drives, but also the offense who's sitting on the side, they see that and they feel that, and that momentum carries over to the other side of the ball as well that we look to capitalize on. So we're always looking to pick each other up, and you could certainly feel his impact on the game today.
Is the plan always for Tyreek to play today, or did the skirmish practice contribute to that at all?
No. His plan was to play him and Shawnee both. I think, we were aiming for about 10 to 12 snaps for them. I don't know what the final number ended up being, but I know they were certainly out there on that first drive.
And you said 1 for 4 on fourth down. The one was the touchdown pass from Tyson Maurice. What do you see on that play as it unfolded?
Yeah, no, I thought Tyson did a great job. That was one of those high back 5 throws that we've been talking about, and so Maurice is actually the secondary option, and so number 1 wasn't there, so Tyson got to number 2 and gave him a chance, and he climbed the ladder, went up there and get it, and got both feet in bounds. So huge play for us there in their tight.
With Monungai and with Burden and Loveland, are they at the point now where you trust that they're going to be where they need to be on every play, or are they still rookies?
Yeah, trust is that's a strong word. I don't know if I can say that yet for those 3 guys. I think we're trending in the right direction. I'll be curious to see what the tape says, because that'll go a long way in building that trust. But I thought they all came out, and I loved the look in their eye there in pregame. I thought Kyle ran super hard when the ball was in his hands. I thought Luther made a couple plays that came his way, and then Colson we probably only had in there for a couple series to get his feet wet, and he's been getting a little bit more reps in practice, and so we wanted to just be smart with him here for week 1 of preseason. But I'm happy with all 3 of those guys and where they're headed, but that trust will take a little time.
And the end of the first half gave you some good situational work there in the last 15 seconds of the half. What was your thoughts on finishing that the way you did, getting the long kick, getting out of bounds?
Yeah, no, I thought Luther did a phenomenal job there. catching that shallow route and getting out of bounds and having a second left, and then Cairo coming through with that big kick. I mean, that was pretty strong. I was joking with him, like, shoot, man, we probably didn't even need that many yards. We could have kicked it from backed up the way he nailed that thing. So you always talk about that, how you end halftime. That's really, you want to end with the ball and by scoring points, and so that was really well done by the whole crew.
TV caught you, I think you're calling in the fourth down touchdown pass. And you're pretty animated, and you're talking for a good 10, 12 seconds there. Do you remember what you're saying outside of just the play?
No, I don't. I was told today was family day, and so we had a lot of kids, and I said, probably a good thing they couldn't hear me sometimes here on the sidelines. So, no, it was good. I thought we had great communication from both offensive and defensive play callers onto the field with the units, and it was fun to hear the whole coaching staff communicate in between series, and then of course while plays are going on. It's the first time I've been on the defensive side, and DA and that staff, they got that thing rolling already for week one. I thought that was really impressive.
For those of us who are just getting to know you, is this just what you are with the headset on game day?
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know what I'm doing or what I'm saying, but yeah, we're looking to score.
What kind of comfort does it give you to see Tyson and Case do what they do, knowing those are the two guys you have with Caleb, just to see them do it on the field today?
Yeah, no, I thought both of those guys operated at a high level. We've been having, some ups and downs over the course of camp, just operation, pre-snap penalties, and all that. And I felt like we weren't 100%, but we were pretty smooth. I mean, there were some things that got thrown at us over the course of the game, whether cover zero or they're playing base to 11, and so things are changing pretty quickly there, and yet they were able to stay calm and composed and make sure we were organized and gave us a chance to have a good play. So I know it wasn't all fun and games out there in terms of getting yards and all that, but I thought they did a great job keeping the unit going.
Mike McDaniel about his respect for you. What did you gather in your time with him the last few days, getting to know him?
Who's that?
Mike McDaniel.
Mike? Oh, yeah. So I've always respected him from afar. I mean, when he was at San Francisco to now in Miami, some of the stuff, in particular the run game, it's next level. There's no one else that does it quite like he does. He finds a way to find space to the inside and, perimeter runs. He can gash teams that way. So he is a little bit of that mad scientist, and so there's a lot of respect there just from a schematic standpoint, and I know they've got a good one there. Shoot, when Tua's been healthy, they've been rolling, and they've been a playoff team really for all 3 years. So I think he does a great job with that crew, and looking forward to our relationship continuing to grow.
What were you able to accomplish early this morning with Caleb and the crew going through that?
Yeah, so we ended up. We had 5 of those pass catchers. We had 3 receivers, a tight end, and a running back, and we ended up probably getting 70-plus, call it, plays on air there. And we tried to make it as similar to what we would do in practice as possible. We're calling a play, or I'm giving him the play. He's calling in the huddle. We're coming up. We got motions. We got it's first down, second down, third down. We're changing everything up, and so you talk about timing and rhythm, anticipation, being on the same page in the passing game. That's where there is no substitute for real live bullets. I get that, but at the same time, when you can accumulate 70-plus reps in a day, that's pretty good. That goes a long way in terms of where you want to go with the connection with the quarterback and his pass catchers. So I wish I could do that every day with him or every other day with him, to be quite frank with you. So it was a good time to do it. We'll see what next week has in mind in terms of how much we want to play guys and all that, but we'll assess that with the staff going forward.
And last one.
Luther Burden, he seems to have made up quite a bit of ground from the time that he missed. Do you agree that that's the case, and where do you see him in his development right now?
No, here's what I appreciate about Luther. He's working his tail off behind the scenes. He's with Elle all the time. I see him at breakfast. He's asking questions. I see him walking through. Like he's doing some extra stuff that maybe most don't appreciate right now. And so because of that, we're starting to see the details tighten up on the field. It's not where it needs to be yet. It frankly isn't. But I love the way he's going. I love how hard he's working, and everything we thought about him in terms of the weapon he is with the ball in his hands, that's shown up from day one.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.